Hi, VOHRA. Thank you very much for sending in your essays for correction. Well done getting this far in the course. It is a really good idea to get professional help for this very tricky exam, and it looks like you're working really hard. You've picked up lots of good things already, so congratulations on that. Okay, let's just go through this first one. Your first statement, your first kind of line here is not very clear what you mean, and I think you need to just tidy that up a bit. So it certainly believed that, being indulged in the active sports, involved, we don't say indulged in that context. Being involved in active sports makes young people, I don't like that word juvenile in this sort of context either, that tends to be used more in the crime, young people who commit crime. So makes young people more creative as compared to reading. When you're making your first statement here, very important not to use the same words as the title. The examiner wants to see you using a different kind of word. So you could say, make young people more artistic, or give young people different ideas, or make them more productive compared to reading. So I think you need a stronger statement here to start with. Whilst many people believe, or something like that, whilst there's no doubt that reading is extremely important for children, it can be also said that, something like that. I agree with the statement because it helps you need to have here, cognitive and physical development of the child. Spelling on that one, development. This essay will discuss why active sport is more beneficial than reading, using examples, Now, so you're not just comparing sport to reading, careful, you need to have doing an activity with a child. Why helping a child in sport, or why engaging in sport with a child. So very much, or doing activities together maybe. You need to get this idea of togetherness in here. It's more beneficial than reading, using examples. Yes, well done. I can see you're picking up lots of stuff from the course, which is great to see. This paragraph, fabulous. You've got this right. I know Ben does a great paragraph in the course, so well done. Your structure here is very good, so keep on using that. Great, no problems there. Secondly, playing outdoors with a child, I would like you to put that in there, helps them to grow physically. This is because, while playing games or while playing sport, they have to move all their body, or playing sport uses all one's body, which plays a role in the overall physical development of the child, or in their physical development. You can cut that bit out. To exemplify, yes, study done by World Health Organization, by the World Health Organization you need. Showed that, that's all fine. Do not, that should be two separate words there, Do not play physically active games. Consequently, now, I prefer you to hedge your language here, rather than making a statement, put can prevent children, which is not, which is not true. You don't need as compared to here when you're using it like that. Not true compared to reading, if you're going to use it like that, To recapitulate, I don't like that. To conclude, whilst you need one more statement here again, rather than just going straight into your conclusion. Whilst reading is undoubtedly important, or whilst information from books can broaden children's minds or can capture children's imagination, I believe, and then you go into your conclusion. Alright, that all looks fine. Your word count is too high. This is really important. Same with both your essays. You're touching 300 words for both. You only need to do 250. I'd recommend you do 270 max. If you get towards 300, the examiner will stop marking. Well, they will stop marking above 270, So you need to cut that down. When you're looking at corrections and reworking, you need to cut it down a bit as well. Fantastic. All right, next one. People think schools have to be more entertaining, while others think their sole purpose is to educate. What do you agree with? All right, looking in here. Opine, there's no such word. I can see you're trying to use a verb from opinion, but that doesn't work. We have an opinion, we don't opine. Many people believe, I think it's just safer, that schools only need to concentrate on the academic curriculum. Now, we say curriculum in English, not curricula. Might not be correct Latin, but that's how we use it. So academic without the S. Or concentrate on academics, in which case you would take out the, using it as a plural. However, others quibble. Now, yes, this is a word, quibble. Well done. But it's not right for an academic context. So others quibble and propound that this sentence doesn't work. The English this is too informal, and this is rather old-fashioned. So others disagree, or others argue that, simply, schools or classes should be more entertaining, or more entertaining classes should be incorporated at the same time. Something like that. Because again, you need to cut down your word count. I strongly assert, okay, schools could introduce, yes, and I like the hedging, well done there, more enjoyable subjects such as sport and art along with academics, okay, for the overall development of children, or if you want to talk about teenagers, and to reduce their stress. Okay, alright. Firstly, good, so you've got your structure coming in here, well done. Students often feel bored, careful of your adjective ending there. Bored and boring, have a look at the difference of that, remind yourself. While only doing studies at school, okay. More specifically, a concentration on studies, okay, you can't have indulge in, same as in your first one. Concentration studies. Now, this is a fantastic sentence, but I just need to rework it for you, okay? I've written here, a strict focus on academics could reduce concentration, making remembering facts a Herculean task, okay? Herculean task, fantastic. This is really great idiomatic. English, you need capital letters for both those, Herculean and task. But just look at that reworking of your sentence there, okay? For instance, as in the study, you'd have to say, done by many schools in the UK. Okay, a study done, you'd have to say, because you want to use this verb showed, which is great. A study done by, showed that students who spent all their time on studies at school, achieved, you could say, achieved less or achieved worse grades in their exams or something. Their success in exams was not as good as their counterparts. Therefore, rote learning could, you need to suggest could, you can't say that as a fact, we don't know that, could hinder learning. Okay, rote learning. Rote learning could hinder. There we go, sorry. Okay, to overcome this, okay. Okay, to overcome this, schools could introduce, or I would say schools could include more enjoyable subjects such as sport and arts in their curriculum as well. Okay, now you're going to give me a reason. This is because physical activity can help the cognitive development of a child and rejuvenate their minds. Yes, broaden their minds, I would say instead. To exemplify, great, you're giving me an example, very good. And then you're wrapping it up with this extra point. Consequently, yes, helps to relieve the burden of academic stress. Maybe put something else in there from students. Okay, to conclude, I agree that schools ought to entertain, games, ought to, I want to have introduce, ought to incorporate again, something like that, instead of entertain. Physical games, sport, art, music in their syllabus for the betterment. Yes, you can say that it's quite academic, but it's okay. It does work here, of the child, and for improved academic or overall improved academic performance. Okay, I've just put prediction here. You haven't actually got enough words, but you could have this would give children better exam results and make school a more rounded experience, something like that if you wanted a final sentence. But you're doing really, really well, VOHRA. I think these essays have got lots of good stuff going on in them. Watch out your word count. Just be absolutely precise when you're answering the question so you can get full marks on task achievement. I'm really pleased that the layout is good, so you're really working hard on the control and cohesion coming through here. It's concise. You're pretty clear on the meaning. You're using these nice words. You're connecting words just to make sure the examiner knows where you're going. Okay, so really well done on that. Vocabulary looks pretty good. There's a few words which are a bit strange. And also have a look at lexical resource. There's a module on vocabulary. So look at some of the vocabulary modules, and I think that will help you just in terms of broadening your lexis. So congratulations, well done, and good luck with the next few modules.